As you are doing the due diligence figuring out whether you should remain in the military's high 3 legacy pension or to opt into the new blended retirement system, you should use the Blended Retirement System Comparison Calculator. However, when using the calculator, there may be terms that you're not familiar with and still need some help. I'm Mitchell Hockenbury, and I'm going to walk you through how to use the BRS Comparison Calculator, as well as explain in plain English what the calculator's results mean. I have used the new BRS Comparison Calculator dozens of times running various scenarios to determine when to opt in and when to remain in the legacy pension. The calculator is great and a beneficial tool. However, it is not without some bugs as well as some jargon. And those that know me well know I do not like jargon when we're talking money. So I'm going to talk you through a scenario while you watch me use the calculator. Okay, welcome to the actual tutorial. You're seeing an actual screenshot of what I'm going through, so we're looking at my browser. And we're going to take you through first how to find the BRS Comparison Calculator. So you can see we're starting at My Pay because everybody knows where My Pay is. Scroll down a little bit under External Resources. You see the BRS. Click that. And scroll a little bit. Look to the right again. BRS Comparison Calculator. So we are now at the calculator. Most of you are active component. You can change it if you're reserve, of course. All of this information is going to be a hypothetical. You need to fill in your own information, of course. So I'm just going to start with I'm active, and I'm going to separate active, and I'm going to get started. I'm going to use a hypothetical here. January 93, I was born, so I'm 25 years old in this example, and I came in the military in 2014 January, so I've been in for 4 years. I made it to E4 in 4, and I'm going to retire at 20 years of age. And I'm going to opt into this BRS in February of 2018. Let's see what happens next. All right, we're going to ask for some of my retirement information. So you can set your life expectancy. 85 is the default, and I think that's a pretty fair default number to go with. Your TSP withdrawal age, however, I'm going to adjust that down to 59.5. The reason I'm doing that is it's the most conservative way I can do that. And you're going to see me do conservative stuff all the way through this. You can come back in here and play with it in different ways all you want. But let's just start with 59.5. That's the first year you could pull from your TSP without being hit with taxes. And I'm going to put 5%. You can put this 5, 6, 7, whatever you want to put it up, go up higher. That's great out of you. Don't go less than 5%. If you go less than 5%, go ahead, take your left hand, make a big fist out of it, and punch yourself in the face. Because you won't get the government matching contribution fully until you put 5%. And you got to do that every single year. You can see that down here. There's a little hyperlink that'll take you through and talk you through that. Watch some of my other videos and you'll see what I'm talking about. But we're going to stay with 5%. And TSP rate of return, let's just keep it at 7. I think that's a really good conservative number to go with. If you do higher than that, okay, you're going to get paid out more in this calculator, but at the same time, you're doing that at your own risk, I suppose. So now it's going to come in here and say, hey, look, we think you're going to get promoted in year 6 and then get promoted again in year 11 and then year 17 based off of what you've put in there. You can override this if you know you're going to be an E5, next year in this case. Put that in there, and then you're going to have to change each of these to figure out, when you think you're going to, if you're a stellar soldier or Marine or airman or sailor, you could put in whatever you think it needs to be. But we're just going to stick with the default in this case and retire as an E7. Here's where I get most of the questions is this one and the next screen. So this is the bonus and payments one, and really what this is called is continuation pay. What is continuation pay? I've got other videos that explain it a little bit more, but sometime between the 8th and 12th year of service, they're going to give you some money to keep you and incentivize you to stay in the military. That's going to range from 2.5 times your basic pay all the way up to 13. Now, conservatively, we're going to go with 2.5. If you're in an MOS that is high demand, maybe you'll get a bit bigger times, but we don't know what that's going to be. So let's just go with the most basic. And instead of getting it in year 8 and then, it grow to more money, let's just keep it at 12. So let's stay conservative. The next thing we're going to do though, and this is where I want you to change the calculator, is I want you to put 100% of your money into your TSP. You're savvy enough to be watching this video. You're savvy enough not to take this money and go spend it on like a used Mustang or something ridiculous. So put it all into your TSP. Come back in here again later though and adjust it and see what the changes are. The other thing is it's going to ask you, do you want to take a lump sum of 25% or 50% of your payment of your pension right when you retire? Well, of course I do. I want to go spend that money. That's a bad choice. Again, punch yourself in the face if you're thinking that route, because you're going to get nailed with taxes at that point and you're going to get less money over time. So we're going to put 0% lump sum. And now while we're waiting, remember, come back through this thing, change some of your inputs, change things around so you can see what the results are. Now, we're going to start with the chart. I'm going to orient you. We're looking at dollars on the left going up, and then years and by calendar years going to the right. Okay, these bars, this is how much you make every year in basic pay. This green bar, this is showing that at year 12 of service, you got paid $11,342 in a continuation pay. And that went right into your TSP because you were smart and you listened to what I said to do. That's going to pay dividends on the right side of this graph. Now, what you'll see is the BRS, if you opted into that, is going to start paying at $32,000 a year, and you can see how it just cruises over here with inflation, versus this purple dotted line, which is the legacy high 3. Had you not opted into the BRS, this is what you would get paid out. And you can see that $40,000 versus $32,000. It's about an $8,000 gap that you could see right here. And it rises up. If you look here, it's $50,000 all the way up to $63,000. So it goes from $8,000 to $13,000 in a gap. But then something interesting happens. You hit 59.5. And now you can see with all of these over here that you're getting paid way more. As a matter of fact, you're getting paid $98,000 versus $67,000. Whoa, that's a big difference. So this is composed of the BRS 53,000, the government portion of what they've put into your TSP, in this case 19,500 almost, and then yours, which is 24,009, so almost 25,000. Why the difference between 25 and 19? Well, because you put that big chunk of your continuation pay and let it go up by 7%, so you come out way ahead on this example. Down below, what is the cost or the savings, if you will, to the government? Well, they're looking at this pension would pay out about $3.3 million in future dollars. We're looking at future dollars right now, versus $3.1 million. So about $200,000 difference right here, about $150,000, or yeah, $150,000 difference almost, based off of their contribution and the pension. So their contribution to your TSP plus the pension paid out. But you are getting a total package when you look at your portion of the TSP of $3.8 million. So you come out way ahead in a total package between the two in the BRS. Now, there's some caveats, and I really want you to watch my video on some of the 4 warnings before you opt into the BRS. But what we'll see too is if we click this to today's dollars, this is kind of like today's dollar cost. So the government is basically looking to save $83,000 between these two by having you opt into the BRS. They're going to save even more if you're not a savvy cat and contributing 5% every single year. And you can't even take a month off, by the way. You take 1 month off, you don't get that match all year long. So that's a big warning. Watch my video on the 4 warnings, please. But total package comes out at 1.3 versus 1.2, so an extra 100,000. And a big point again is because you are contributing your own portion into the TSP, and then because you're contributing, the government is matching. I hope this has helped you. You can come back in, you can print this thing out, or check this out, click change options, and then now you get them all on one screen. You could change when you get promoted, you could change what the rate of return is. You can look and say, hey, I'm not savvy, I'm kind of slow-witted. So I'm only gonna put 3% in there, and watch what happens when you do something like that. And I'm gonna go back to future dollars so we can kind of see that cool chart. Look at that. Even with, I mean, that high 3 stays really close, and you still come out slightly ahead, but boy, does it almost gain to you just before your utter demise. I hope the short tutorial helps you as you work your way through the choice of whether or not to opt into the BRS. Be sure to check out the videos I made explaining what the BRS is, and visit personalfinancemadeclear.com for more resources, and be sure to subscribe now to the Personal Finance Made Clear YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.